Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Let's talk Carl Froch against Andre Ward, possibly this year, okay? Before I start, I'm going to give you guys up to speed. Basically, the IBF ordered Carl Froch to fight James DeGale earlier this year. Carl Froch was trying to get a fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. or possibly Bernard Hopkins. Now, if you don't know, Chavez Jr. has decided to fight from 4 out in Vegas, I believe, okay? So Carl Froch didn't get the fight. He refused the James DeGale fight, so he was forced to relinquish his title, okay? And now we have a vacant IBF title at the super middleweight division, which James DeGale and Andre Durrell will be fighting for soon, okay? As far as Bernard Hopkins, he took away his, he actually went back and said that he wouldn't fight Bernard Hopkins at this point, okay, because he feels that it really doesn't do anything for him at this point since Bernard recently lost and whatever, okay. Bernard Hopkins went on to slander him on social media, okay, so that fight is not happening now. So now the WBA has come out and pretty much ordered Carl Froch to fight Andre Ward, all right, and not only order them, but they have to decide within 30 days to take the fight, and then they have to fight within 120 days, okay? Or that title will be relinquished as well, okay? Now, as far as Andre Ward, we really haven't heard anything from him since he signed with Roc Nation, okay, earlier this year in January. There's no fight scheduled. Okay, hasn't been any interviews from Andre Ward as far as what possible opponents he may be facing or anything like that, okay? Now, Carl Froch recently came out and said that he is willing to fight Andre Ward in a rematch, okay? He is not going to relinquish his title, but he wants Ward to come to Nottingham in the UK to come out and fight him there in his home. He said he's fought Ward out in his hometown the first time, even though he lost, and he wants Ward to come out and fight him there. Now, this is why I feel about the fight. You know, I didn't know what Andre Ward was going to do as far as his next opponent. You know, I thought since he hasn't fought since 2013 when he fought Edwin Rodriguez, and even in that fight he hasn't fought in a long time before he came out and took that fight. He had shoulder surgery, and that was his first fight back, okay, after not fighting for like a good year and a half or whatever, where he beat Chad Dawson, okay. He did well in that fight. I mean, Andre Ward looked just as good as he ever has, fighting an undefeated, aggressive, much larger, big power puncher of a fighter that Rodriguez was, and for him to just pretty much clear him out, beat him all 12 rounds. It was a good, impressive performance to me. I thought Ward would take, like, you know, like maybe not the top fighters, not the Durrells, not the Froches, not the DeGales, not, you know, some of those type guys. I wouldn't expect him to be fighting one of those guys on his first fight back. But now that the opportunity is here and, you know, the WBA is ordering this fight to happen, I think he should take the fight. He has experience fighting Carl Froch. Okay, he has experience fighting him. He's beaten him before. Carl Froch is only older than what he was when they first fought, and Andre Ward is still in his young 30s. He's only like 31 years old. So, you know, I think he should take the fight. Now, will he take the fight? Do I think he will take the fight? Well, Ward is a little bit arrogant, you know. Ward is still undefeated. You know, he's still considered by many to be the top 2 or 3 pound for pound fighters in the world, and he acknowledges that, okay. And his personality is like, well, I shouldn't have to go to fight you. I shouldn't have to go to call you out. We've seen what's going on with him and Triple G and the other fighters. He feels that fighters should be challenging him and fighting under his demands, okay. I'm not really sure if he would go out to Nottingham and fight Carl Froch. I know this came up before, but as far as today, now that the fight has actually been ordered by the WBA, I don't know if he's willing to go out to Nottingham and fight him. Okay, I expect the Ward to, when he actually responds to this fight, not that I don't think he would take the challenge, but is he gonna want to fight under those conditions? All right, he's like, I could picture him saying, listen, I beat you before. Okay, if you're gonna fight me, you should be coming to whatever venue I decide, or wherever state or wherever we're gonna decide to fight. Why do I have to go to Nottingham and fight you? Okay, do you think, there's plenty of things to think about this, okay? Do you think Carl Froch only said that because if the fight doesn't get made and they don't agree on the terms, he'll have a reason, an excuse on why the fight didn't take place? Do you think Carl Froch only want him to fight in his hometown so he can have an advantage over Andre Ward, a guy that's already beaten him, okay? I mean, Carl Froch lost against Mikhail Kessler as well, but he avenged that loss. This is like the one guy that he clearly lost to, okay? What do you think Andre Ward is going to do? You know, me personally, like I already told you, I don't know. You know, I think Andre Ward is not going to have any problems fighting him. It's just that under his terms, I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Do I like the fight? Yes, I would like the fight. You know, I would like to see the fight. I mean, those two are still the two top middleweights in the division, okay? Based on records and resume and titles, they're still the two best, okay? You know, you still got Anthony Durrell, who wasn't a part of the Super 6 tournament, but he is the WBC champ. You still got Arthur Abraham out there that's holding the WBO title, okay? Ward already beat him as well. Did Froch and Abraham fight? I can't remember if they did. I can't remember. Just remind me in the comments or whatever. But anyway, back on topic. So, you know, what do you guys think on this fight? You know, I think, you know, first fight was a pretty, I thought it was a clear win for Andre Ward. I mean, it was competitive, but I believe Andre Ward was actually injured in that fight as well, too. You know, should Ward take this fight back as his first fight back? Should Ward go to Nottingham and fight Ward? I mean, should Ward go to Nottingham to fight Froch? Okay, do you care where they fight? Do you think Froch has a good point with Ward coming out there and fighting him in his hometown this time? Do you think this fight is going to happen? Do you think Ward is going to agree to these terms? These are the questions that you got to ask, since we haven't heard a response from Ward yet, okay? At least I haven't heard it, all right? What do you think is going to happen here? And, you know, if this fight does not get made, right? If it doesn't happen, right, and these guys don't agree to the terms, or maybe if Ward just turned down the fight, what happens if Froch gets another title relinquished at this point? You know, I think this would be, it wouldn't be a good thing on his career not to have titles. I mean, I know he wants a big fight at this point before he retires. I don't know if the Julio Cesar Chavez fight will ever happen now, since he doesn't even have a title to fight for. You know, Chavez Jr. really doesn't have to fight Froch. You know, he has plenty of options, because everyone from 160 to 175 wants to fight Julio Cesar Chavez. He doesn't really have to fight Froch. All right, so Froch is like at a tough spot. You know, everybody wants to fight him, and he definitely doesn't want to fight everyone. And now you have Ward that's being thrown in his face again, a guy that he lost to, and he doesn't even know if Ward is going to agree to those terms. You know, I don't know. Froch is at a tough spot for a guy that's been beating guys. He's been beating undefeated top middleweight fighters, and now he's getting this forced down his throat. You know, what do you guys think on this? And as far as Ward, I mean, what's going to happen if this fight doesn't happen? Who is he going to fight at this point? You know, is he going to fight a top guy or a champion at his first fight back? You know, we just haven't heard anything from him. You know, we usually don't hear anything from him. So what's going to happen next, man? I mean, I want the fight to happen. But if the fight does not happen, I wouldn't be disappointed if Ward and Froch fight one of these top guys in the division. You know, there's a lot of guys to face. Like I said, Anthony Dirrell's here, and the winner of Dirrell, Andre Dirrell, and James DeGale. You know, Ward should fight one of them. You know, because we already know Froch does not want to fight James DeGale. All right, and I doubt he wants to fight Andre Dirrell, since he's already beaten him, even though I don't think he won that fight. You know, why take the rematch, you know, at this point in his career. All right, so anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave comments and make sure you subscribe.